All-Pro JAFFos, ball out Pro Bowl, Tony Romo, 40-yard dash, boy, don't be slow-mo. Get on the court, boy, I'm in go. Outside in the sun like Elliot Kobo. I'm running fast, LA de la Cruz. Turn on the JAFFos, get my news. 7FL doing good, how I knew. All-Pro JAFFo, the All-Pro, J talk sports, they speak fast. You talk smack, you get sacked. Come tune in, sit in chat. Sport you like, they speak all that.
Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode. Blah. Welcome to another fucking episode of the All-Pro JAFFOs, bringing you the highly elevated sports talk for the highly elevated sports fan. I'm your host, JP. Alongside me, the greatest DJ of all time, DJ Mad Sticks.
Cheers.
And got quite a bit of things to talk about today. I mean, the NBA playoffs are still heating up, getting better. The Indiana Pacers are now to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second year in a row. Currently, right now, the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder are going at it right now with the series tied 2-2. Denver currently winning 18-16 with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. And then stuff we thought they were going to throw under the rug, but it's still being presented. Thanks to our friends over at the gossip central city of the world, TMZ. Diddy is going through his trial, and I guess Cassie is on the stand, and it looks worse and worse and worse and worse the more she's on there talking. What have you seen so far from there? And I know off the air and everything you said, dealing with a sick human being, I understand. I mean, we all kind of knew that. But how sick are we talking?
I mean, sick, man. He having her do these freak offs that, she's saying lasted for some of these lasted for 4 days. Like witnesses got on the stand and said they've seen him put hands on her doing this and then bring her back and making the dudes have sex with her. Like making the male sex workers urinate on her after they get done with her, and then basically he liked to have the nut on him rubbed on his chest, and yeah, she said there'd be baby oil all over the place. The sheets would be all bloody because sometimes he'd make her do it while she was on her period, and it was just some wild shit coming out. It was just man, definitely drugs have been involved. Yeah, it's been basically he controlling the whole situation. She said a lot of this she didn't even want to do, but
Oh boy.
And she said basically he would sit there and the one male worker said Diddy would be sitting there in a towel with a mask on and recording the whole thing, watching this go on. Yeah.
This is fucked, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of grotesque there. That's
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Motherfuckers like that need to go away.
Yeah, I don't see how he get away with this.
I think the only way. Well, how do you defend something like this?
Basically, you can't, especially if she's saying she wasn't willing to do this and you making her do it. I mean, there really ain't no defense for it. I mean, and this is only just one person that's testified. Apparently, one of the third witnesses they can't find and disappeared. Go figure. the nail in the coffin and disappeared.
Good. I didn't think they were going to tell much about it because of the fact that there's going to be a lot of people talked about.
Oh yeah,
And
so I'm
brought
sure
up.
some more. This just got Cassidy part. I'm sure the this is just the beginning. This is just the foundation.
Who else do you think is going to get brought in?
Everybody who they got on tape, I'm sure they subpoenaed a lot of these folks that they didn't see on these tapes.
And how many more are going to disappear?
Yep.
Just craziness, man. That type of shit is like beyond words. Like, well, I hear this shit and I'm like, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know what to like talk about when you hear shit like that, because it's almost unbelievable. Like, some of the shit that you hear from time to time, it's just like, no way somebody can be that nasty.
Yeah.
Like,
saying
you
she
must
took
have
like all kind
something super sick and wrong with you for you to think that that's okay.
Yeah.
And to not even so much as think that that's okay, get sexual gratification from it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a different type of psychopath. Like, it's one thing if there was not a care in the world and, you know, just kind of went on with it. But the fact that there is, like, he's finding pleasure in this is just, it's weird.
Yeah. Just weird ass behavior.
Like, that's just, like... And, like, for the people who allowed it to happen.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I think
how,
a lot of
like,
people were just scared because he had so much power. So a lot of people.
But here's the thing, bro. Power can go away like that.
Hey, we see it now. Nigga locked up.
If there's enough people willing to stand up and say something,
Mm-hmm.
and because I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, a lot of it sounds selfish to me. Oh, we were scared. No, because you were making millions of dollars, you were making thousands upon thousands or
Oh
millions of
yeah,
dollars,
you ain't
whatever, in your position.
trying to protect your bag.
Exactly. That's
Yep.
all it is. Don't sit there and act like, poor me. But no, you chose to stay and witness all of that shit and not say anything because you were making a good amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cold hard truth of it. People want to make themselves as the victims and all that. Oh, we didn't know what to do. He had so much power. No, fuck that. Not one man has too much power because literally he's outnumbered. One person is always outnumbered.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if he's figured out a way to, you know, con you into following him, into shielding him, because guess what? He has no problem using you as a human shield. Oh, you want to take a bullet for me so I don't have to die? Cool. But make it in a way to where it's like, oh, you're doing a noble thing. You're doing a noble thing by protecting me for doing something stupid and crazy. Like, that type of shit makes no sense to me. There's not enough money in the world that somebody can pay me in order for me to be okay with you passing on that type of trauma to so many people.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, that whole question of would I be able to sleep at night? Would I be able to have, like, bad dreams? Would I be able to, like, man, that would kill. And you wonder why a lot of people have those problems. They end up offing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can't deal with the mental stress and the anxiety of having to hide all of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of
And
shit
they
to go
can't
through
take
and
it
still
anymore. And
carry on every day.
you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, That's the type of shit to me. It's just like it really does amaze me on how shit like this just goes on for years, for decades. Oh, he's been doing that shit for 20 plus years. He's been doing that shit for 30 plus years.
Well, I think
What?
that's why like a lot of people end up coming out like after the fact, like after he gets arrested, it's like, hey, that power gone. So now, I feel like I'm safe enough to say something, but
They wait for the name to die down a little bit before they say something.
or wait for him to get arrested or whatever. Like, it wasn't until he got, arrested that you start seeing all this other shit come out. And it's like, hey, he gone, so he can't do as much damage. So now I can, say my piece.
Even if that was the case, bro. Like, fuck it. He comes up, hey, if you say anything, I'm gonna kill you. Then you might as well put a bullet in my head now.
Yeah.
You might as well do it now. Because if you don't do it now, you're gonna wish you did it later.
For real.
I'm not I'm not in the mindset for because again, like it's allowing traumatic, evil shit to happen to people who don't deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
Just innocent people, nothing happened. They're just trying to make a buck. They're just trying to make sure that they got a roof over their fucking heads and they're not homeless. A lot of this shit comes out of desperation. But it's like, damn, how much of that, like, misery loves company
Mm-hmm.
type of thing. Now, he probably surrounded himself with a whole bunch of people who were just like him, just as weird, just as fucking crazy, just as nasty as he was. So when you have an organization like that, where you got more than just one people, but all of those people are essentially quote unquote loyal to this one person. People can't, see, I mean, how do I get out of that power structure? Like, how do I break that up? All the lines of communication and information and all that kind of stuff go through them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I'm going to the fuck HR. Like, if I know that many people are in on it,
Yeah.
fuck HR. If I go into the company, no, I'm going straight to the police. Hey, I'm letting your detective agency know there is shit going on right now that you need to look into. Now, whether that means you put them all in there to figure it out for your goddamn selves or whatever, but I'm giving you the information right fucking now that there is shit going on at Diddy's house that you need to fucking go and take care of before somebody gets hurt. And people already have gotten hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going back there. My ass is out of here. I'm not. I'm just letting you know what's going on, though. And if that's not quote unquote valuable enough evidence for you, then more people are going to get hurt, and that's going to be on your conscience.
Yeah, for real.
But if I know that there's nothing I can do other than probably the only thing that I'd be able to do is take out as much of them as I possibly could. If I want them to go to jail, they may go to jail, but the amount of money that these guys possess and the way this system is set up, that money's going to get them out of it. So some people look at it as, if you really want justice, they take it into their own hands.
Mm-hmm.
That vigilante justice shit. And they get mad at the vigilantes for doing their job. For taking out, whoever it is, or, because, like, they're taking out evil people. And now all of a sudden we're talking about due process. They don't believe in no due process. They can just send them straight to hell. They would do it themselves. But with Diddy, it goes so deep because you're almost literally talking about quite possibly the entire music industry. Because if he's got something to do with it, Jay-Z's definitely got something to do with it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people finna go down behind that shit. You know, as more and more come out. Like I said, we just laying the foundation with Cassie. So now you know the rest of
And
that shit.
that poor girl, goddamn.
Yeah.
She had to deal with so much shit, so much trauma in her life to finally get the right situation. Like that's
Well, yeah.
fucked
Even
up.
this first sex worker who testified said he like heard Diddy hitting her. She came back into the room visibly shaking and purple eye and and she still had to do it. She said it was more like she just had to, she got into doing all the drugs because it was just a way like to disassociate with that shit. She doing like ketamine and ecstasy and
God damn, man.
yeah. She said she
That shit
recorded all these
crazy.
albums that never got released because basically she was just doing these freak offs all the time. She said they would just last for days and days at a time.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
It is just crazy. The lack of morality
Mm-hmm.
that you need to have as a human being. The devil is a lie, people. Even those who tell you, "Oh, I thank God," they're not thanking your God. They're thanking their God. That's wild shit, man. And I hope everybody who deserves to get justice out of it gets the justice out of it. Man, woman, and child. Anybody who was affected by this fucking crazy son of a bitch needs to be taken care of.
Yeah, see, we ain't even got to the children part, that was at these things. So we've only, like I said, there's a lot more to come out. This is only day 2. All this came out in day 2, in 2 days.
Fucking Justin Bieber. Everything that's happened to him.
Oh yeah, if he get on the stand, because he looks so bad. I just seen a video of him at a concert. I think at Kendrick or somebody concert, and he looked.
He
out
looks
there.
like he's on meth.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize it was him at first. And I was just like, man, I was like, that's horrible.
He looks like shit, like absolute dog shit. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys already know one of the best friends of the show, and he's got the shirt.
Yeah.
He's got the family shirt on.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mizzle and Dub Show. What up, Mizzle?
Hey, what's happening, fellas? How's it going?
Good.
We're just talking about all the crazy shit in the world that's going on, especially with Diddy, and
Oh, well, there's
Cassie
nothing.
being up on the stage and talking about everything that happened with her, and
Oh, the exotic person pissing in her mouth, or
Yeah.
somebody else's mouth. Some crazy shit like that.
something along those lines, yeah.
Ridiculous.
And we're talking about like people like Justin Bieber who've been going through it since they were kids. Usher got so fucked up as a child and everything like that. He became an accomplice. They did him so bad he became part of the problem. Like, cause he got it. Usher got into it with what? He was like 15, 16?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. It wasn't Bieber. Bieber was like what, 12?
Yeah, Bieber was like 12. Yeah.
I was gonna say Bieber was younger than that. Yeah.
Bieber was about 12.
See, that's where his testimony gonna come in because he lived with Diddy for a period of time.
And that's what a lot of people don't.
Yeah, he get on the stand and really get to tell it real.
It's not looking good for the Diddler.
How do the parents okay that?
Well, it's almost like the same thing with R. Kelly. How would you allow your daughter at that age to go in the studio with a grown ass man with no supervision? Fuck that.
Yep. It's all about the money for them. They trying to get that money.
He's giving them so much money that they don't even think about what he's doing in that studio. Hell to the fuck no.
Pimp out your daughter for a bag?
Somebody will be in the studio with my daughter all day, every day. Fuck that. 16 grown ass men with other men. Nah. That's not how we do that around here. That's not how we do that around here. But that's what the reason why I have these parents, because they see the almighty dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I like money too, but I ain't gonna expose my damn children to the money. Fuck that.
Nope. Ain't no way.
No way.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a certain moral standard, and it really does like shock me to see how immoral, like how fucking evil some people can get. Like, it's wild. Like, how do you even get to that point?
It's that money. That's why I say money is the root of all evil. It's them. That's that
But
dollar.
like, how the fuck does money have that much?
Because you just get bored. Yeah, I think it's a thing out of boredom. You just get bored and ain't got shit else to do. So it's like you just change. It's like you on top of the world. You can buy whatever you want. You can do whatever the fuck you want. You just do whatever.
To strive to anymore?
Nah. I mean, what is there to strive to? You got everything.
Like,
I don't know what the fuck happened.
I mean, like, for me, like, for money, when it comes to money, bro, it's just when we all die, where's that money go then?
Well, hopefully to my damn children.
Well, I mean, that's the main hope of it. You got billionaires, all these, and they, when they die, it goes into the estate, or they put it into the business, and they put, instead of giving it to like family and all that other kind of shit, like with I'm sorry, like, if anybody can't make $1 million work for at least a decade of your life, that you may have some financial issues that you need to deal with. Like, that's like, because $1 million, if done the right way, you can get everything that you need and then make that spread out for at least 10 years.
Yeah,
I mean, you got inflation and all that shit to worry about.
Most people don't never see $1 million. They struggle their whole life, so they get that $1 million, and it's like, hey, I can go, I can get everything I've always ever wanted, not realizing that $1 million gonna run out at some point.
But
they don't have that $1 million no more, and then all the shit that they bought, they forgot is getting taxed even more.
Mm-hmm.
They bought a $1.5 million house, forgetting about property tax.
That, and you got to keep the upkeep.
Just all of this shit that happens, whatever price that you're paying for a house,
just double it.
In lifetime, expect like you're actually paying triple the amount.
Yeah, triple or double it, 100%. 100%. Interest rates and all that. Especially like when these people think of when they get all these fancy stuff, you got to pay for that maintenance to keep it up kept.
It's like, oh yeah, I paid it off. I don't have to. You paid it off. You're right. The home is technically yours.
Mm-hmm.
But the state is still getting theirs.
Now I forget where it is. One of these states is trying to change that, because he was like, if you paying property tax, you paying on the house that you own, you don't own it. You paying taxes on the house you own, you really don't own that house. You still paying on it. So he's trying to get rid of property tax. It was either like, I think it was like Dallas or somewhere they're trying to get rid of the property tax.
If they got rid of the property tax in Texas, that would be a detriment, because that's how they live off of not having the state tax.
They don't have no other tax. That's the only tax that will be retarded.
That's where they get all their money. All the money that they get is all from the property taxes.
Just how we tax on goods and stuff like that. Texas don't do like that. In Oregon,
They sit there and boast and like, oh yeah, we don't have state taxes cheaper. Yeah, you're right, but that property tax is what comes to bite you in the ass. The property tax is higher than most states in the entire country out there in Texas.
That's ridiculous.
Especially with more and more businesses and stuff that are relocating to Texas.
And actually, Florida, Illinois, Kansas, and Pennsylvania are trying to get rid of the property tax.
Florida's got a whole set of problems that they need to deal with. Florida's got more than just that, property taxes to deal with. Pretty goddamn soon they ain't gonna be living in anybody living in Florida anymore for those property taxes to even matter. Like it's just there's a lot of shit going on, man. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on.
100%.
All we can do is do what we can for ours.
That's why I just make sure this house is taken care of, and anybody in my family, my inner circle is good. That's it. The government ain't gonna do it, and ain't nobody else gonna do it. So we got to do it.
Yep. So it looks like, at least sports-wise, going right now, the Warriors
done. The moment Curry went down, done.
When did they say was the soonest he'd be able to come back?
Game 6.
Game 6, if that.
If that.
And there's no guarantee for that. JP, you know about hamstrings, man. Those things are that you can feel good, go out there, one movement.
Oh yeah, that's gone.
Done. Yep. And he can jeopardize the season afterwards. So, and this is his first time.
It'll be like what happened with KD.
Yep. That was his Achilles, though, but same thing.
It'd be even worse.
Yeah, it was. He felt
he
good.
Came back soon off of that. That was even worse.
Too much.
So for this one, it's like, the only way I can see it happening is if Buddy Hield decides to not miss any threes, and then Jimmy Butler has the game of his life.
I think Game 3 was that shot, because they needed to take one at home. They didn't. And Game 4 was just they were tired. Jimmy used all his energy in that Game 3, scoring those 33 points. Kuminga even scoring 30 points. That was, if Pozinski and Draymond Green scored a little bit to help that out, I think they win that game. But they're spent. Curry opens up that floor, and they don't have to play that much hard defense now. They can just play man-to-man or even the zone. There's nobody up there beating the zone or man-to-man. I don't know. They're done. That's just where I'm at.
If it happens, it happens. I don't necessarily disagree with you, but it's just like it's one of those. If the earliest he can come back is Game 6, and Steph Curry knows himself that he can do it, like he has full confidence in himself throughout the whole process, which I know is kind of a smoke and mirrors, because every real athlete that's really wanting to do something with their careers, it doesn't matter if they're 99% hurt, they're going to still try and get out there and play until they can't be out there no more. Mm-hmm. So if Steph at all feels like he can go, obviously, he can't do most of the shit that he does, which is just fly around like a pest. And then once you get away from him, they pop him over from a 3 and he hits it. They can pass him open. They can run the offense through Jimmy and not be able to have Steph exert himself as often as he does.
Well, he wanted to play last game and they held him out.
They may have had a feeling. 117 to 110, that's not necessarily like an ass whooping. It's kind of close.
No.
But
But they
that
already
could
ruled
have
them
been
out.
one of those. We have enough faith in the team to give you at least one more day of rest to get through this.
Well, he's already been ruled out for tomorrow's game.
Oh, whoa.
Damn.
It's do or die then.
It's going to be hard to win
they face a winner of a series that they're just going to have the shit kicked out of them. If the Timberwolves are going to fuck around and Ant-Man's going to win a finals, this might be the best time to do it.
Agreed. Because he can take on any one of those other teams, OKC or Denver.
And they're going 7 games?
Yeah.
Like,
if they close this out tomorrow, as I think they would, we already know OKC and Denver is going 7 games. That's just the way it's looking.
I mean, Denver's ahead currently.
Is it 3 games too?
No, it's a 2-2 tie right now.
Yes, 2-2. Yes.
So they're in game 5. You know, they win today. Whoever wins today, which I mean, it's 42-41 with 5 minutes to go in the second.
Well, whoever wins
this is going to be a barn burner type of game.
Yeah. They're just going to beat the hell out of each other.
This is going to be a series that's going to take so much out of this team that if the Wolves can fuck around and just end the Warriors tomorrow, they got enough time to rest up.
Yes.
And then they're going to have to play a team who 2 to 3 days after a war has to go through another one.
Yep. I don't disagree. Did Cleveland hold on to win?
No.
Oh, they're done. So
the Pacers are in the Eastern Conference Finals.
It's going to be the Pacers and Knicks, which I am all for. That's old school basketball right
Yeah, that's old school.
For those youngins that are watching this show, that's me and Mastic's era growing up right there.
Yep.
JP's in there a little bit too, but that's me.
Oh,
Pacers and Knicks.
those playoff series, I was just like a baby for.
Exactly.
Not enough to remember them.
Oh, that's me and Mastic.
I can go to the archives and get my history checked.
Oh yeah.
I can do that for sure.
That's Eastern Conference basketball right there. That's good hard-nosed defense. You're gonna go to war. Hell, whoever gets the 91st might win.
If the Knicks go to the fucking finals, do you know how much shit Stephen A is going to be talking?
Oh, he's already talking. Oh, he's already talking shit right now. But I guarantee you this:
Stephen A is going to be
I wouldn't pencil in the Knicks to win that series easy. I think that might come down to Game 7, and I believe Halliburton can make that shot to take his team. Who has the better seeding? Is it the Knicks?
Yeah, the Knicks are number 1.
Oh no! Boston's number 1. No, Cleveland was number 1.
Oh no, Cleveland's number 1. Sorry. Knicks are number
3 or 4.
3? I think they're 3.
Well, just think about this. I think if the Mecca gets the home court advantage, I kind of like the Knicks in favor. But then again, the Pacers went on the road and took 2.
Madison Square Garden during the finals.
Just the Eastern Conference Finals alone, just to even get there.
The finals.
Oh, the finals
is going to be
where you know certain teams where they feel like they're the upper echelon of everything. That's where the lights are going to be bright. That's
how many total titles does that organization have?
Who, the Knicks?
I mean, it's nowhere near.
I think
Boston
Jordan has more. I think Jordan has more than the Knicks himself. If I'm gonna put that, this is where we need Dub.
If I'm not mistaken, the Warriors are at number 3 with 8.
Yes. The Warriors. I think the Warriors got 9, 8 or 9.
The Knicks only got 2.
Well, there it is.
As many squads.
70 and 73.
As many squads as they have had.
It's called Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller. It's Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller.
Yeah. Jordan was shutting that shit down, yeah. Back
And
then.
that one finals they got
They
to,
said,
that one
"Fuck
finals
you,
they got to,
Patrick."
they just couldn't get it. And John, if my dad was on this show right now, he will literally say, John Starks cost Patrick Ewing winning the championship. And I will look at my dad and say, you're absolutely right, because that motherfucker couldn't hit the fucking ocean if he was standing next to it.
You couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat. You son of a bitch.
I mean, he was horrible.
Yeah, no, the Knicks are number 3. This is what I was telling you, like going
listen.
into the playoffs, like this alternate universe that we've crossed into, to where the Cavaliers, from obscurity, are the number 1 team in the East. The Celtics have been good for, there's very rare period of time where I've ever seen the Celtics like truly suck.
100%.
The Knicks, throughout my lifetime that I can recall myself, no, there's not been a wave. It's just been we're going to the bottom of the ocean.
No, I think you were around when Carmelo Anthony was around. Carmelo Anthony had them playing good basketball. They got to they were in the playoffs.
See, and Carmelo Anthony was the only good thing about the Knicks during that time. And then outside of that, it went to nothing. Because the Knicks were always the team that made like a sexy pick or a free agency, pickup, trade or whatever that got everybody talking.
Yeah.
But when it came down to performing in the playoffs, getting to the finals and hoisting the Larry O'Brien, like Reggie said, they always found some way.
And then sent Spike Lee black flowers after that. Cold motherfucker. Cold dude. You gonna send him to Joey Dixon some black flowers? Cold.
The fact that Patrick Ewing does not have a championship is kind of crazy, considering we know how good Patrick Ewing was as a player.
But like you said, it was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan caused a lot of reason why a lot of teams in the Eastern Conference did not get a ring. Cavaliers, Boston. I mean, Jordan just ruined a lot. You just have to think those years that Jordan won his 6, the Knicks were actually fucking good. Those battles Jordan never seen in Game 7, but in the playoffs, they were very competitive. But easily, Patrick Ewing should have at least about 2 rings if Jordan was around.
Patrick Ewing should at least have 3, I would think.
But Michael Jeffrey Jordan said, "Hold my beer." I'm him. I'm that guy.
Yeah, he was something. And apparently, he's going to be a broadcaster now.
NBC.
No.
Yep.
You figure you got Jordan, you got Carmelo Anthony. I think you got
this may have been a shit talking meme, like it was a fake or whatever, so I'm not gonna put any unless somebody finds a clip and know he actually said that. I saw this, and again, I didn't think this is something he's actually said. It was one of those bring in the people to see what they say. The whole thing of Jordan coming in, people were saying that Jordan had said LeBron better retire soon because I've got some shit to say.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay.
I wouldn't put it past me with Jordan saying stuff because we know Jordan is not one to mix his words together. If he's saying something, he's saying something.
That's why I'm saying, if he actually said that, I'm sorry, LeBron's not going to be able to keep up with it.
Vince Carter joining NBC as well as an analyst.
It's basically it's Reggie Miller, Vince Carter, Michael Jordan. It's basically all players, retired players. That's handling this. What's the dude? Tirico. I think Tirico's also involved because he's going to be the more play-by-play, and then you got the color analyst, which is going to be the former retired players. Which I'm interested. I want to see what Jordan got to say because
Michael
you know
Jordan
he's
is
still
gonna do
competitive.
the same thing that Tom Brady did. Tom Brady, like, how you see Tom Brady shitting on the league, going, they're all soft. You know, motherfuckers are like out here doing all this. They're all fucking soft. That's what Jordan's gonna do.
And like I said, he
Stop
don't
all
do
this
his
crying.
point.
You better not catch Michael Jordan calling a LeBron game. Quit your goddamn crying. Get the fuck up and get your team a W.
You better hope Jordan didn't have none of his liquor before he came on camera.
Yeesh.
Because he gonna be just like Howard Cosell.
Like it's gonna be if
For it.
Michael Jordan, people listen. Like that's the thing. Like you have people who are obviously LeBron James fans, and rightfully so. He's a great player. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and act like he's not gonna go down as one of the greats. What he's done has been impressive. I'm not gonna lie about that.
But
there are certain factors in life
loss
that you
record in
need
the
to.
finals is not that great. So
Well, it's not even, but you also got to take in the fact that he's been to that many finals is also pretty fucking impressive.
I'll give him that because he won 9 straight years.
9 straight years and 10 total or something like that. Like, but he's only gotten 4 because a man named Steph Curry and the San Antonio Spurs decided, no, sir. We're gonna handle this a different way. But for when people talk about LeBron, it's like, okay, he's got all of these stats. He's been there for a long period of time. That's cool. Oh, they changed the rules for Michael Jordan. Well, they've also changed the rules for LeBron. Those comparisons we can talk about. That I talk about the player on the fucking court.
Yes.
And when I look at LeBron, and a lot of other analysts, like I'm not the only one or first one who's ever said this, but it's a true fact. There's something called a killer instinct.
He doesn't have it.
That LeBron does not have compared to what Michael Jordan had.
Or Kobe.
When you see interviews of all-time greats, what is the one common thing that they said? People feared Michael.
Kobe.
Nobody fears LeBron.
Kobe. Got to throw Kobe in there.
Well,
I didn't like Kobe.
Was another one. Kobe was another one that everybody feared.
He told you, I'm trying to rip your heart out, your soul. Okay.
When we're on the court and we're going for this title and stuff like that, now I don't give a fuck what we are off the court.
Bro, what did Kobe do to his own teammate in the Olympics?
He went through his damn chest.
He destroyed all the songs. I don't give a damn if you my teammate or not. I'm trying to win.
Yep.
Without
Killer
Kobe there,
instinct.
that team doesn't win a gold medal. I'm sorry. You couldn't do it with LeBron James on your team to where you needed the Black Mamba to show up. That tells me everything I need to know about your greatness level at that point, too.
He wanted your soul. And he told you that.
People forget that finals, like, oh, he dragged a bum-ass Cavs team over to the finals. Well, one thing that people forget about that quote-unquote bum-ass Cavs team is they were actually a top defense.
Kyrie Irving.
No, not even Irving. Like, before that, when during his first 5 years with the Cavs. That first time he went to the finals and got his ass whooped by the Spurs. They were talking. He's got Vucevic.
You read the comments to Mastix?
Yeah.
I'm not favorable with that one. That's why I was pointing. I'm like, I don't know about that. I'll tell you this: when it mattered the most,
the court vision.
When it mattered the most, Jordan made the right pass. I.e., Steve Kerr. I.e., Tony Kukoc. When he needed to make the pass to make his team better, he did. But don't forget about what he did in Utah.
That's got. I don't know who's smoking the best shit, either us or Black Panamu. But the court vision. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? You're gonna sit here and tell me that Michael Jordan didn't have court vision? Why? Because the assist numbers aren't the same?
But see, I want to know how old this person is to see if they was around when Jordan was around in his prime, or if they just, they've been around in the LeBron time.
You can look at
we watched Jordan, Master.
Yeah, we watched
looking
it.
at stats, whatever. Statistics will only tell a certain part of the story.
Shit, Jordan used to practice across the street from my high school. They used to practice over at CRC. They used to when they played the King when they was in town. They'd practice over at CRC. We'd all go after school, go watch them practice.
That's
yeah,
that's sick.
Who's lining up to buy LeBron shoes?
I'm not waiting in line for LeBron James shoes.
Goddamn right, nobody's waiting in line.
I'm not even waiting in line for Jordan shoes though.
Yeah, I do got a pair though.
You got one, but you wouldn't wait in line for it.
I ain't waiting in line. I ain't waiting in line for shit.
I got a ton of J's upstairs. Y'all see my J collection.
People out there camping for Jordans.
Yeah, nah.
The new collaboration or whatever new thing that they're doing. What remastered fucking shoe that they come up with this week? How much does it cost? $400. The fuck you said?
Negative.
Yeah.
My shoe collection consists of Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson. That's what I have.
I got all Melo Ball.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
You ball a brand?
Oh, I got about 30 pair of Melos.
So you part of the baller? So wait, is the baller brand?
No,
that's the Puma. The Puma's collab.
Oh, his own shoe. Okay.
Yeah, his own shoe. Yeah.
Big baller brand doesn't have that type of creativity.
Hey, I've been wearing.
I got like he drop a pair like every week, and every week I go get me a new pair.
Puma's been around since I've been knowing, and I'm 42, so that lets you know Puma.
I'm not gonna lie, Melo's got some real nice look. Like him and Puma got some real nice looking shoes.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. His my first pair that I got, he did a collab for Dexter Laboratory. Was my first pair that he did.
Laboratory shoes.
Yeah.
And they affordable mastics?
Those are clean.
Yeah, like 125, 140.
Easy. Yeah.
I got a pair. He did a pair of collab with Scooby Doo, the Mystery Machine. I got a pair of Scooby Doo Pumas.
Full on Cartoon Network style.
Make me really adjust my wardrobe. I'm really starting to enjoy the
they're nice.
Yeah, when you get into all the colors,
When he showed me the Dexter's Laboratory one, I was like, "Fuck, bro! Like I'm not into shoes like that, but damn, I would rock the fuck out of those."
That's my childhood right there. Dexter's Laboratory. I love that goddamn cartoon. Cartoon Network.
The Mystery Machine one was cool.
Was they all green?
The Cheetos?
Yeah, they like the the Cheetos was I got a pair of hot Cheetos. That's Scoot Henderson. That's what he's with I forget. Oh no, he's with Puma too. I think Scoot Henderson.
Hey, the old school said in the movie, "You smudge my Puma."
Those are nice, but it's like you can't. When people are talking about like the greatness of each player, it just doesn't. Like I hear what people say about LeBron, but again, this is not. And then people want to talk about like who would thrive, and it's like Michael Jordan had the play style that it could have been good in any era.
Well, I more would say what they do in the playoffs in certain situations. Jordan in the moment did something great. You don't really even know what LeBron's rings. He hasn't had a moment. It wasn't a moment. Kyrie Irving got him a ring with Cleveland. Ray Allen made the shot in Miami.
Well, he had that one chase down block, I guess, on Iguodala.
Okay, that's the block. It's the block where Kyrie Irving made the shot to win the game, to seal the game.
It's true.
You know, when you think about when Jordan made a final, you can think about a moment that Jordan had a moment. Kobe had a moment. Shaq had a moment. Dwayne Wade had a moment. Hell, Tim Duncan even had a moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's like, and I had asked people before, especially like when we're talking about, Steph Curry influence on how the game is played and stuff like they both have brought a certain play style that has, in a way, like revolutionized the game. Like I'm not going to sit here and act like LeBron's play style hasn't inspired certain ways of play.
Of course.
Especially because big dudes like that, like you Magic, 6'9", 6'10", dudes that are that big being able to move and pass the ball and do all of that, the all around shit.
Yeah.
He could do that.
Well,
And he was also 280 pounds of a brick fucking shithouse genetic freak. Who the fuck was going to stop that?
Exactly. I've always said if LeBron James decides that he wants to take over a basketball game, he can do it.
There's
Like,
nobody
he can really
who's
make
gonna
that
stop
court.
it.
He can really be the main person on that court. Literally, he's a freight train.
But I personally, and this is just me, I cannot forgive Le Flop.
Oh yeah, his
I cannot forgive the fact that when you don't like how things are going, you don't like the fact that you're not winning, you just jump ship and leave. Try to build a super team. You have to build a super team in order for your team to win anything.
Here we go, JP.
And you get carried by said super team.
This is what makes me mad about LeBron James. When he's winning, he is shaking hands on the court when the game is over. When he loses, he walks off the fucking court, don't shake a hand. That's bad sportsmanship.
Yeah.
I can't condone that. Win or lose, when I played sports, I shook hands every time the game was over, no matter how the game ended.
That's respect to the game.
Sportsmanship. No, I don't like that. When you're winning, you shake my hand, but when you lose, it's time to hit the locker real quick. I'm not doing interviews and nothing like that, brother. That's bad sportsmanship. I don't give a damn.
It's just there's shit that he does, and then whatever team that he leaves makes all these demands, and if they can't fulfill those demands, he leaves, and on top of that, leaves the team in shambles.
Sets him back at least about 5 years.
So it's like I'm glad y'all got Luka because you're preparing for that 5-year, 7-year drought that's about to happen once
they
LeBron
shaved off a
leaves.
couple of years by getting Luka. A couple of years got shaved off for getting Luka when LeBron decides to leave, and they still got to deal with his son.
Well, we'll see for how long.
Well,
we'll see how long they keep him or cut him.
Do they honor his whole rookie contract? Is the thing.
Without LeBron there? No, I don't think so. Depends how good he gets. If he continues to get better and prove that he can hang in the league, sure, he'll find a job somewhere. It's not going to be in a Laker uniform though.
Oh, these are fucking clean.
Oh yeah, I'm sending you some of the shit.
I don't do exotic colors a lot because I keep my colors solid. Like I said, I'm just starting to get in the custom liking red. Thanks to JP. And wait, I'm a Sixer fan. That's crazy. I don't even like the color red that often, but I'm a Sixer fan. We have a do you see that, JP?
Yeah, I did. I don't even know who.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
When can you join? Well, you can continue to join in the chat and give us your opinion. We can talk about it.
Yeah, you gotta see. You gotta only.
Respect to shake hands when you. Yeah, again, that's that sportsmanship shit.
Yes. Yes.
Like I don't like that. Like there's a certain bit of entitlement in his game right now.
I was taught
and
that
again, like the flopping and making sure, like the eye peeking, the whole the dramatics of everything. Like he just seems like a spoiled brat.
Well, State Farm did the best commercial in the world when it comes to LeBron. Somebody get baby Bron a binky. That statement was fucking true.
And then again, when you look at it, it's he's been stopped by Steph. Steph has the better numbers in the head-to-head. And that's why people, like I've asked before, it's like, well, if Steph goes and fucks around and finds a fifth before LeBron does, do we start talking about him being better than LeBron because of not just, again, the points and the numbers and the greatest shooter of all time, but we're talking about inspiration on the game here.
5 would have been this year if he didn't get hurt.
But Steph ain't human, though, so you can't even compare him to LeBron. Anybody shit. Ain't nobody shooting like Steph.
Yeah, no, that 100%. There is not. When Steph was born, he was like, Dell, I'm going to give your son the golden hands. Whatever ball he shoots, throws, does whatever, it will be perfect. Whatever he does, the perfect form, the fastest form. Nobody will be able to block it. No one will be able to touch it. No one will ever be able to replicate it.
They said that game where he went Human Torch in Madison Square Garden, they said a lot of those shots he was throwing up, he wasn't even looking at the fucking rim.
Doesn't need to. His shot is so perfect, he knows where the rim is.
I mean, he knows from anywhere on the court where it's like he's ridiculous. He is, when you get the nickname, the babyface assassin.
LeBron was showing up to his games in college.
Exactly.
You know,
Just think about the 6 teams that messed up not drafting Curry, and the Warriors was like, okay, thank you.
Well, I remember when they had that serious conversation of whether or not they were going to stick with Steph Curry or Monte Ellis. I remember that conversation, and people were like, "Oh, we should keep Monte Ellis because they still have the nostalgia of the We Believe team."
Best fucking decision that organization ever made.
And
they let Steph slip and or don't move Monte. We don't have 4.
Well, the only reason why that kind of happened or was even in question was because of the fact that I was going through like the first 3 or 4 years that Steph couldn't get over the goddamn ankle injuries.
Bro, it was almost.
I mean, if I'm making a business decision too, that would be hard for me as well. Look at like, dude, I've had you for 4 years, and out of those 4 years, 3 of them you've been hurt. Like, what do I do with that? What do I do with that?
When Monte has been like Monte was what Steph Curry is at that point. Monte was a fan favorite. We loved Monte. We love when we got Curry, but when he couldn't stay healthy, he's like, fuck, here we go with that shit.
Yep.
But the rest is history now because
But then God also said, well, I'm also gonna, bless your ankles so that you can actually continue to play for a little bit longer.
And just continue to shatter records when it comes to 3 points.
And then on top of that, like, you really got to look at the front office and ownership, because ownership really said, fuck the luxury. We don't care.
Oh, he came out.
They were willing to spend the money. And on top of that, they hit on a lot of draft picks. So that's when people make Steph had help too. Steph had homegrown help. They built around him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to go somewhere and then they hired free agents because LeBron is good buddies with him.
No, players want to come play with Steph. Or in one case, Iguodala wanted to come play with Klay Thompson. Yes, Steph was the reason, but Iguodala wanted to come play with Klay Thompson. KD came because of Draymond Green, or because he knew that it's either you can't beat him, then join him, kind of thing. Or that. But Steph,
they just got done winning one, and in that process had come back and beaten a Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and KD running Oklahoma Thunder's team and beat them back from 3-1.
Where Steph Curry hit the Bernie in OKC on that ass.
It's just like they built something. They had the patience. They were willing to spend the money, and they got rewarded for it. That was the last 10, 15 years of the Warriors organization. Just fucking masterful.
Yeah. Just
masterfully done. And teams are trying to replicate that now.
And what I also like about what the Warriors are doing is, when the other GMs went down, they put Dunleavy in there. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Well, you can clearly see that what's going on right now.
Yeah.
With him not on the court, there's no spreading. He's not making easier shots for everybody. Everything right now the Warriors are getting scoring wise is literally earned, even though they earn every point. But
And
Steph
then
makes everything easy for everybody else.
and there's that plus minus difference as well. You
Tell
look at Steph. Without Steph on the court, the team is rocky. With him on the court, the team is damn near unbeatable.
That's why I said we win 5 this year if he was
When LeBron James is on the court, he's a detriment to the team. When he is off the court, they do better. They are a plus 41 with him off the court, and a -8 with him on it. Who would have thought we'd be saying in our lifetime that LeBron James has actually been a detriment to the team that he's been on? We're talking about efficiency. We're talking about what you mean to the team. How good are you to the team? Like, are you the reason why the team is here? The answer is no.
I like what Brock Bolden just said in the comments. Both statements are very, very, very kind of like him.
Exactly. Because again, with that team, they had a great defense. LeBron James was good enough to where offensively you didn't really have to worry about much because you have LeBron James on your team.
Correct.
You have to just make your defense good enough to where LeBron can take you offensively.
Correct.
And that's what they did. But after that, he didn't have the patience. He wanted to win now. The whole fucking dramatic ass announcement, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach. You didn't have to hold us hostage for all this fucking time.
I knew he was trying to say Verajao. I knew in the year. I knew he was trying to say Verajao though. But yeah, I totally agree. And
You could have told me in 5 minutes, hey, I'm going to play for Miami. Dwayne Wade was already established without you there. Already had a title without you there. You brought in Chris Bosh. Your fourth quarter performances in Miami were some of the worst in your career, even though those are some of the best teams that you've ever played with.
Ray Allen, he better thank Ray Allen and Greg Popovich.
100%.
If Popovich doesn't bench Tim Duncan, that rebound gets snatched by Tim Duncan.
You know, it's just
fans left that game, and they were trying to get back in.
Yeah, so, he did bring Ray Allen as well.
That's what as I just said, Ray Allen.
So like that's what I'm saying. It's when you're really talking about the difference between Mike and then because people want to say, well, when Mike left, Scottie Pippen was again. There is not one team in history that can, and if you can find it, let's talk about it. But there is no player in the history of the game who was so good that they won a championship all by themselves without some sort of supporting cast.
No, that's never
to be able to help them out.
Never in history.
Batman always needed his Robin.
Yeah.
That's always been the case for every team ever of all time.
Yeah. And I can also say some of the Bulls championships. If Dennis Rodman wasn't there, they don't win it.
See, Michael Jordan had his Robin in Pippen.
Yeah.
Wherever LeBron needed to go, he wasn't satisfied with just a Robin. That whole motherfucker needed a goddamn Justice League.
He got Jamal Murray. Don't say Jokic winning by himself. No, he had Jamal Murray.
Yeah, he's got Murray there.
We're not doing that.
And Gordon.
He got, we're not doing that.
Yeah, Jokic? No, like they're not consider. It was just that year that Jokic was like, I'm gonna fucking. But Jokic did not do it all by himself.
No, Jamal Murray was a major factor in a lot of games.
Yeah, we're not gonna sit here and
and I like Jokic. Don't get me wrong, I like Jokic, but
funny player to watch. Really, to this day, I still find his play like hilarious to me.
Like he doesn't really fucking care that he's on. Like he plays.
Murray never won an All-Star. I don't get, bro. The All-Stars are all a fucking popularity contest.
I don't care about rings.
All-Stars don't really mean shit to anybody.
Championships.
If you have a name, if you have championships, and you're doing your role well for your team, and your superstar is benefiting off of that, you goddamn right.
You just proving our point.
Murray may not have an all-star, but he's got a fucking NBA ring.
There it is.
I'd rather have that.
Damn right. All day.
Oh, you weren't an all-star? No, bitch, I'm an NBA champion.
Bling bling.
It's like, who the fuck about no all-star?
Nope.
I don't give a damn about a popularity contest.
Okay.
That shit doesn't matter to me. He'll leave when he finally retires.
How are you gonna say Jamal Murray's not a Robin?
I'm not even entertaining this.
I'm
There's a certain point in time where you see certain things, you're like, okay, they're just trolling. They're just trolling to garner some sort of like a heated reaction. I will not entertain it myself.
I mean, I'm not gonna give him a heated conversation. I'm like, what basketball are we watching? Have you not seen Jamal Murray score like 40 points in the game to help the Denver Nuggets win? I mean,
nobody saw that apparently.
No, I've seen Jamal Murray put a team on his back and go bananas. And I can't think of the other player. It's another player the Nuggets got that I can't think of his name right now. Is Porter. Yeah, they got Porter.
Oh, Porter? Yeah.
You know, that's Alfred. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Gordon, Porter, Jokic,
just to go
Murray.
with the backup JP. Yes, every champion has had somebody that has either made the big shot to win it for them, or grabbed the rebound, made a defensive stop.
Puzzle pieces to help the game.
That's what this sport is all about.
The Chicago Bulls were successful with Michael Jordan because they built a team around him to emphasize his game.
Yes.
To make his game elevate even more. And he was enough of a leader / asshole to get people to, this is how we're going to do things. And we will win championships while doing it. And everybody bought in. Yep. Was he a dickhead? Yes. But guess what? Without him being a dickhead, you would be one of those divas trying to go to another team just because of a pay dispute, and you wouldn't have as many rings on your fucking finger.
Most
Without
of your
asshole,
greats,
you wouldn't even be sniffing the Larry O'Brien.
Most of your greats are assholes. Most of your champions are assholes because
Kobe was a dick too.
100%. You think Tom Brady wasn't a dick?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm just saying, most of your I'll say this, probably the only smoothest champion that probably is not a dick is Steph Curry, because he's humble.
And he can be. He's petty though.
Yeah, he's a petty king.
Steph is petty for sure.
Let's just say that Jordan was Batman, Pippen was Robin, and Dennis Rodman was Alfred.
I'll go with that. Dennis Rodman was kind of a rogue character, though. But
okay, so he could probably be in Red Hood. I'm just saying, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Robert Ory, or Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher was. I'm trying to think of like secondary characters.
Okay, or if we want to even go further, Byron Scott, a lot of the championships for the Lakers. You know. I mean, I can go on. Kevin Garnett?
He was also on the fucking Robert Horry is an undercover. He's got 5. No, he's got more than 5.
Yeah, he has more than 5. He got 7.
He's got like 7 or 8.
7. Big shot.
He did that shit quietly.
Exactly. But when shots was needed to be made, guess what he did? 6. Thank you.
6.
Boom. Hey, that one shot when he was the Lakers that put the Kings out of it, I was like, ooh.
Well, let's be real. The referees put the Kings out of it.
Well, now that we're a little older and we know what's behind the story, but I'm just saying that's watching the game, not knowing what was behind the scenes.
It's because who wanted to watch the Kings in the finals, right? Who really wanted to see that other than the Kings?
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with that with you, bro.
That was a business decision that was made.
See, I knew I was right. He said 7. I knew. I said, see, thank you.
I'm saying like Robert Horry was like one of those undercover like You got dudes have a bunch of but again, like if we're talking about championships, nobody's talking about the fact that Kareem has 6.
Well, if we want to talk
Hell,
championships, let's just go ahead and go to Boston.
yeah.
And he won one as a player coach.
Big 6 over there's got a cool 1-1.
And he won one as a player coach.
Like we're there's different levels to it, but we're talking about impact on the game,
Yes.
killer mentality, what
Yes.
they did while they like. There's nobody who has had a bigger impact on the game of basketball than Michael Jordan.
I can argue that.
When Michael Jordan came into that saved the NBA. And he did, like, with all the numbers, with everything that he's put up, the Defensive Player of the Year awards, which, how many of those did LeBron have?
Well, none. Maybe
Huh.
one.
I wonder why. Maybe it's because most of his defensive highlights are from chase down blocks. I've never seen him get somebody face to face. Just saying. We're talking about Michael Jordan not only being one of the best scorers of all time, but one of the best defenders of all time. You are never going to convince me that LeBron James was a good defender. Ever.
Nobody plays defense in this era now, bro.
Whether it's this era or just before it got to be this type of way or whatever, like that you're never going to convince me at any point in his career that LeBron James was actually that good on defense.
No.
He was an offensive guy. That's what he was there for. That's it. Defensive wise, it's all chase down blocks.
Everybody olays in basketball now. There's no defense.
You know, so it's just that. But Michael Jordan was, I'm going to give it to you on both sides of the court.
Yep.
Not only am I going to dunk on you with my tongue out on offense, I'm going to talk shit to you and take the ball from you at any chance I get on fucking defense.
Hell, one of the plays in the finals before he made that shot, he made a defensive stop at the other end of the court before he set up that shot. So,
You know, it's just it's again, and I tell people to this day, I'm not saying that LeBron James wasn't great.
no, he's
or
great.
hasn't been great throughout his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
He is definitely one of the greats.
Mm-hmm.
He is just not, if you're going to overall call from every single era, who is the number one greatest player of all time, there is nobody that you can make an argument that is going to make me believe that is anybody other than Michael Jordan himself. There is nobody better in the game. Nobody who had a better impact. 6-0 in the finals. MVPs, offensive, defensive player, highest scoring player, triple crown, you name it, that fucking man did it. All-stars, the best all-around player to ever play the game. And he even said it himself, if he would have actually done it for the stats, his stats would be through the roof. And the fact that it took LeBron how many more years to pass Michael Jordan, who played, what, a 15-year career?
Yes.
It took you to year 19
Something like that.
to pass that up. And most of Michael Jordan's shit didn't come from the three-point line either. A lot of his were twos. The mid-range game was, like, unbeatable.
Yeah.
And then Michael Jordan had to take some time off because, conflicting stories. So he took, what, 2 years off? 2 years off at that point, and then when he came back, 1-3 again. Like, what? And it was like, oh, and then he went to the Wizards and all that other. Yeah, okay, he was still
And
he
we're
was still
still putting
taking
up
the Wizards
numbers.
to the goddamn playoffs
Still putting up numbers.
at 40 plus years old. Like, there's a time gap in there, and again, people is like, oh, well, when Michael Jordan was 40 and stuff. Well, by the time he came back to play for the Wizards, how long was he off from the Bulls? 5+ years before he decided to come back and play for the Wizards.
Think so.
LeBron has never stopped. He's played consistently, 20-something years. And again, longevity, the way he's been able to play it, hey, more power to him. That's why he's one of the greats. I'll give him longevity. But when you talk about impact on the game and what you've been able to do in championship situations, there's nothing comparable. You can't compare it to Michael Jordan because there's nobody better. Nobody looked better. Nobody did it better. Nobody changed the game better. Yeah, the whole era, the culture of basketball. Like, Michael Jordan really did that shit.
Yes, he did.
Michael Jordan didn't need, when he got there with Scottie Pippen, they're drafting around him. He wasn't going for the super teams. He's like, no, fuck that. I don't want to play with them. I want to beat them. If Michael Jordan had the mentality of let me find a super team to win my titles, he'd have over 10 right now. If that's what his mentality was, he'd have over 10 titles with him. Because he would have ended up teaming up with Ewing. He would have ended up teaming up with Shaq. He would have ended up teaming up with all of these great fucking teams and players.
Him and Kobe?
Are you fucking kidding me? Him and Kobe on the same team? First of all, it would never happen because one of them's got to have the ball.
That'd have been a nasty combination, though.
If they could figure out a way to get it together, that would have been ugly.
And then sprinkling, probably for a couple of seasons, sprinkling Allen Iverson running the show.
You know what I mean?
That's your big three.
Some people are so upset with Michael Jordan on how he prevented them from doing so much that they talk about shit that they know nothing about. Former players getting mad talking about, that he wasn't really even that good on defense. I'm sorry, who are you, sir? I played in the league for like 5 years. Who the fuck are you to talk? Who the hell are you? You were a bench player. A third-string bench player. And you're going to talk about one of the greats? You have no room to stand.
Okay, good move. Get down.
If you are not in the top 100 players of all time, sir, please proceed to shut your motherfucking mouth. You don't get to talk about the GOATs. You're down here. You talk about what the guy, like all the sub guys or that help make it happen behind the scenes. You're the behind the scenes guy. Only the superstars can talk about the superstars. Only the greats can talk about the greats. If you're not on that list, sure, shut your mouth.
Yes.
You played in the league. Good enough. Okay, cool. You're good enough to play in the league. But outside of that, how many rings you got? If you got none of those, okay, how many All-Stars you got? Oh, you got none of those. Well, okay. Player of the year? 6-man? Defensive? Anything? No? None of those? Okay, well, how many points did you average? 6? 6? Okay. You played in the league for 5 years, averaged 6 points, have no accolades, and you want to talk about one of the GOATs? Who the fuck are you, sir? You don't get to talk.
No.
Wasn't even that good on it. No. Absolutely not. You don't get to have that conversation. what you saw didn't matter because what you saw wasn't on the court. You saw from a seat. That's a very different visual than one-on-one. Like Michael Jordan, that dude was something that LeBron James can only wish that he was.
Definitely.
Like, in all honesty. LeBron was great. He had a lot of help. He had a lot of fucking help to do it. And again, every team that he's left them in shambles.
At least the Cavaliers are now just bouncing back. Miami is in good.
There are certain teams that, regardless, that you kind of know that they're going to be good, like solid teams.
Yeah.
Just based off like the organization, like things that have gone on, they've become more than just a team. They've become like a legacy of the league type of thing. Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh wow, that was a block. No foul there. Denver leading 84-76. Westbrook fucking air balls an open three on the breakaway.
Yes.
OKC's trying to come back. SGA getting some more points. They're third, less than a minute left. SGA got 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Going to the last minute of the third quarter. Series tied 2-2. Ooh. I don't know, man. Whoever plays against Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals, that's going to be a damn good game.
Yep.
Or a damn good series.
Joker got 31 points.
I was going to say, I want it to be Denver because, fuck Oklahoma. But if it was Oklahoma City, like matchup wise, it's entertainment. I give it that. I don't have to like it, but
Right.
it is entertaining. And again, I do want to see Anthony Edwards make his, Papa proud and win himself a championship and say, Daddy, I brought it to you. And then pick up the Larry O'Brien with his father, Michael Jordan, right next to him.
So
with his brother, Jimmy Butler, in the background.
So we're definitely going to say that the Wolves are coming out the West, right? Is that where we're kind of pretty much?
Yeah.
That's how I see it right now, yeah.
We waiting in Cancun for y'all.
No matter who comes out the East, that's going to be a great finals. If it's the Knicks or the Pacers, that's you're giving me something new. I am fortunate to see that will be something great, entertaining to watch.
Knicks and Pacers in the finals?
No. Knicks and Pacers will be
Knicks or the Pacers against the Wolves in the finals.
Will be just spectacular.
Oof, man.
Either way, it would be fun to watch.
I feel like the sexy series is against the Knicks.
Yes.
But the series that we would really want to see that would actually be even more entertaining would be against the Pacers.
Halliburton versus Ant-Man. But then you could even say Brunson versus Ant-Man. Julius Randle going up against his former team in the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of storylines that you can go with these finals. But then again, I wouldn't count out Jokic and the Denver Nuggets though as well.
They say the slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, well, that motherfucker.
If anybody was as slow as a fucking tortoise on the basketball court, it is Nikola Jokic. So it's again, I still can't kind of get over the fact that he plays the way he plays. It's pretty hilarious to me. But what's today? Tuesday. got A7 NFL playoffs coming up this weekend, so we've got more to talk about that in this coming Friday. But as for tonight, everybody, please enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy the games. We will see you guys on Friday. Don't be like Diddy. Johnson & Johnson now needs to go out of business for his aid in the baby oil that has been found and now being testified against Mr. Sean Diddy Combs. There's a lot of nasty shit in it, guys. Go check it out for yourself if you want to actually be up to date with what's going on in the trial, because Lord knows they're trying to hide it. So stay up to date with that. If you want to just, continue to see the horrors that are coming out of the Hollywood scene, or you can just stay in fantasy with sports and everything as well, where we like to stay, because, sports, it's always a fun little getaway from the crazy shit that happens in this world. But NBA playoffs are getting good. The Eastern Conference and Western Conference finals are coming up real goddamn soon. The playoffs for the A7FL are starting up real soon. Preseason for the NFL is going to be coming up. And the sessions for the Botch Initiative Sable Knights are only getting better and better. We got another session coming up, session 16, tomorrow at 7 p.m. So that one is going to be a good one. The new 3 are now with the Sable Knights, so now they are 7. So now they're just getting used to each other and how things get run, and see if they can save the kingdom. So if you want to get your nerd on, for sure, stay here at JaffosTV.com or Jaffos TV and JaffosTV.com to stay up to date with Botch Initiative and the Sable Knights. So once again, 7 o'clock tomorrow, and then we'll see you guys again come Friday. We got to get a ring psychology podcast coming up soon. But until then, rest in peace, Sabu. Just passed away, 60 years old, forever the hardcore legend.
The first one to throw up the ones.
So condolences and everything to the family, and he's definitely going to be a wrestling icon that's never going to be forgotten. So rest in peace to
Dub legend.
Rest in peace to Sabu. So once again, we will see you guys again at the end of the week. Take care of each other, love each other. We'll see you guys again. Go to JaffosTV.com, get your merch. It's all there. Appreciate you guys. For myself, JP, greatest DJ in the world, Mr. DJ Mastix, Mizzle from the Mizzle and Dub Shop. See you guys again next time. Deuces.
Peace.